on Newstalk.
Now, Vera Twomey is a mother of four who's walking from Cork to Dublin in an effort to get the Minister for Health, Simon Harris, to give her access for her daughter to medical cannabis. Vera's on the line. Vera, good morning.
Good morning, Pat. How are you?
I'm very well. Now, I know you've just sat into a car to take my call, but you are on the road at the moment.
We are on the road, unfortunately. Again, yeah, we're after leaving Care, and we went out the Cashel Road, and I'd say we're on a more main road now. I'd say we're after going about 6 or 7 miles already this morning, anyhow.
All right, and what are conditions like? Is it rainy, windy, cold?
Yeah, it's cold. It's pretty cold. It was very wet in Mitchelstown yesterday. We went through Mitchelstown, and not feeling the best now actually this morning, but.
Oh dear.
Anyway, you know.
Now, you're doing this for a particular reason, for your daughter's condition. How old is your daughter, first of all, and what does she suffer from?
Ava's 7 now, Pat. Mm-hmm. She's 7 since November, and she's got a condition called Dravet syndrome. It's a very rare form of intractable epilepsy, which really means it's a drug-resistant form of epilepsy.
And how many seizures might she have every day?
Well, you know, before we got on to Charlotte's Web, the CBD oil, Ava could have up to 20 seizures in a day. And I don't know, have you ever seen a friend or relation having a seizure, Pat?
No, I've seen someone in a shop having one.
Yeah, well, you know, it would be like that now, maybe like the big one, where someone would fall to the ground and shake violently.
Yeah.
Now, my little girl from the age of 4 months, when she was diagnosed, was having those kind of seizures, 20, 12 a day, 10 a day, 7 a day, 20 a day. And it varies massively, yeah.
They tried all the conventional medications and they don't help at all.
We've exhausted every medication that's available. Some medications would be contraindicated for children with Dravet syndrome, and we made our way through 11 different forms of medication, all kinds of efforts with diet, all kinds of alternative therapies, every single thing we've tried it. And unfortunately, in the October 2015, the neurologist said to us, there's no more treatment out there for your daughter. There's no more medication out there. And I said to the neurologist, "But what do I do?" And she said, "Take her home." And it was to that stage, at that point, it was there was nothing left, and Ava's seizures could last for 45 minutes. So they could be very, very long. They're very, very dangerous.
You mentioned Charlotte's Web. What is it, and how did you discover it?
Well, you see, Dravet syndrome is very rare, so there'd be like maybe 1 in every 50,000 births would be diagnosed with Dravet syndrome. So we didn't know where to begin. So we looked to England first, and there's a very, very good organisation, Dravet Syndrome UK, over there. So there was a lot of people with kids over there to help you and get information from. And then that overlapped with people then in other countries, because they were doing the same thing, looking for other parents with children with the same condition. So we began to see over in Canada and America where children were being treated with medicinal cannabis. And I mean, when I heard it first, Pat, I thought, gee, that's out there, really, when you wouldn't know anything about cannabis or anything like that. But I thought I'd look into it, and I didn't expect to find what I did. I didn't expect to find, dozens of doctors with reports done, detailed evidence from hospitals and testimonials from parents, the likes of Charlotte Vicky, the little girl who the Charlotte's Web is named after. That little girl was on a do not resuscitate list in the hospital where she was sick, and she was getting over 300 seizures every day. And, of all types of the tonic-clonic, of the big ones, of absences, all sorts of seizures, but mostly tonic-clonic. And when she started the oil, her seizures reduced down to 4 or more a month.
My goodness.
And that little girl now is 10 years old, and she's over in America, and she's leading a fine life with her family, and she's a beautiful little child.
So
now,
when you got access to Charlotte's Web for Ava, did you see an immediate effect?
Oh, I can't tell you, honest to God. We got access. Charlotte's Web became available to us in Ireland in at the end of September of 2016. Now, it had been available over in England, but I was very reluctant to, buy something on the internet. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to, you'd be worried. You'd want to make sure that you were speaking to the person and looked into it. And I was fortunate enough to actually meet Joel Stanley, the producer of the project, and he was just like a very ordinary man, very family person, very nice man. And so we met him, we met the people that were had it in their store above in Dublin, and of course being in contact with a lot of consultants and everything, and we actually got some advice from the consultants to regarding dosage. So that gave me confidence. Do you know what I mean? Because I'd met Joel Stanley. He was the producer of it. The store where it was being sold, they were very kind and decent people. And then on the other side, there was a consultant who was advising me that if it was their child, then he would take that opportunity.
All right. Now, the difference in Ava's condition when she started taking the appropriate dose of Charlotte's Web.
Right. Well, the first Ava had the first 11 days that Ava was on the Charlotte's Web, she didn't have one seizure. Nothing. She didn't have a tonic-clonic seizure, an absence, the jerk. It was astonishing. Like, I can't even tell you. Paul, my husband, and I were looking at Ava and looking at each other and not saying anything because we were both thinking the very same thing. Are we imagining that this is really working? Because nothing had ever worked for Ava before, and you almost get accustomed to the disappointment. So of things not working. But Ava, over a number of days, there was a brightness about her. There was just more eye contact. There was just more smiling. Just more. She was more engaged with us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she got an ear infection, and children with Dravet are very temperature sensitive. So she had a seizure then when she got the ear infection, and we were trying to keep the temperature down with the Calpol and the Nurofen and everything, but she had one. But in that month patch of October, and it's remained pretty consistent since then, she had 7 seizures in October. Now, before the oil, Ava could have had 7 seizures in an hour and a half.
Okay. So now people are wondering, listening to you now, they're saying, well, Vera, you have your Charlotte's Web, carry on, and Ava will have a happy life and will be able to live much more normally than she has been doing. Why did you end up not having continued access to Charlotte's Web?
Well, they'd be very right in saying that. In fairness, I mean, it's a very reasonable thing to say, I think, Can't you keep getting the Charlotte's Web and use it and so on? But the thing is, you see, that like other people in other countries, like in Australia, in Croatia, in Poland, over in Germany, in all these countries, if Ava was living in one of those countries, she would have access to the other part of the plant, the THC part of the plant. And children who have access to both THC and CBD working together, those two parts of the cannabis plant activate each other and work more effectively to treat seizures. So the difficulty with the THC part of the plant is that it's the psychoactive part, or the part that people are seeking a high or looking for.
Now, when you are looking,
our usage of THC, we're looking for a very, very small percentage of THC that would not be psychoactive in terms of the small amount that we'd be looking for. What we're looking for is that small amount so that it can be used together with the CBD for a greater effect, for a greater seizure reduction in our case.
Okay, well, the minister, after you did a first walk, promised you some action, but he has not made Ava's case a medical exception, and you need that to happen, and that's why you're walking.
It is, Pat, it is. And we're also walking because in Ava's case, the HSC have altered the criteria on 3 or 4 separate occasions. Last June, they asked our family to contact a paediatric neurologist to prescribe medicinal cannabis for Ava. I spent the summer months contacting every paediatric neurologist that I could to ask them to prescribe medicinal cannabis for Ava. And 2 issues became apparent. The first was that the consultant lacks the necessary training regarding the administration of medicinal cannabis. Now, Ava has 2 consultants in Cork, and they have contacted each other, and they have said to my husband Paul that they're willing to go to another country to get training if necessary to help our daughter. The second issue that they raised is that the legality surrounding THC makes it impossible for them to prescribe products containing THC. So what the Minister is asking us to do is find a paediatric neurologist in Ireland who can prescribe medicinal cannabis. But that is an impossibility.
All right.
Because...
Well, look, Vera, we're going to leave it there because we have to go to the news at 11, but we're going to keep an eye on your progress as you make your way towards Dublin, and also keep an eye on the Minister to see if the Minister is for turning in this regard. But Vera, thank you very much for joining us from between care.
Council.
Your home